I started my IT journey in Bangladesh. Today, I work as a solution architect in Canada. Over more than 20 years in IT, the technology has changed many times, but one thing has stayed surprisingly consistent. Careers don't grow by accident, they grow by design. I have seen talented people work hard for years and still feel stuck. I have seen people collect certifications without moving closer to their goals. And I have learned that being technically strong is only one part of building a successful technology career. So, in this video, I'm going to give you a practical roadmap from junior to intermediate, to senior to architect. I'll show you what changes at each stage, what skills actually matter, what mistakes can slow you down, and what you should focus on next. Let's break it down. Before you can move forward, you need to know where you are today. And here is why many people make their first mistake. They measure their level by the number of years they have worked, but years of experience and level of responsibility are not the same thing. At the junior level, your focus is learning and execution. You follow established patterns. You work with specific tools and technologies. You need guidance when problems become unfamiliar. And your goal is simple: become reliable. Then you move from completing tasks to owning pieces of a system. You start making decisions. You own features or small projects. You understand how your work affects other teams and systems. The question changes from what do I need to do to what is the best way to solve this. At the senior level, you're no longer measured only by what you personally delivered. You are measured by outcomes. You solve ambiguous problems. You mentor others. You influence technical decisions. And you start recognize patterns instead of solving every problem from scratch. At the architect level, your thinking expands again. You're looking across systems, teams, business, requirements, security, cost, scalability, reliability, and long term consequences. That's the progression: tasks, features, outcomes, systems. Understand that progression, and your career path becomes much clearer. Once you know your level, the next question is, what should I actually learn? This is where I see people waste a lot of time. They chase every new technology, every new certification, every new framework. But career growth isn't about knowing everything. It's about building the right combination of skills. If you are junior, focus on fundamentals, become strong in one primary technology or technical area, learn how to troubleshoot, write and maintain documentation, understand testing, learn version control, and most importantly, deliver regular basis. Don't try to become an architect on day one. Become someone your team can depend on. At the intermediate level, start moving from tasks to systems, learn basic system design, understand APIs, database, networking, cloud services, and security based on your field. Start owning features end to end and learn how your decisions affect other teams. At the senior level, technical knowledge is still important, but it's no longer enough. You need to understand trade offs. What will this cost? How will it perform? How reliable does it need to be? What are the security implications? How difficult will it be operate 6 months from now? That's when you start moving from can we build it to should we build it this way? Here is one of the biggest career accelerators I have seen: communication. You can be one of the smartest engineers on the team, but if nobody understands your ideas, your impact becomes limited. Senior level communication does not mean using complicated words. It means making complicated things easier to understand. Practice these five things. Give clear status updates. Explain technical problems in simple language. Ask thoughtful questions. Write concise emails and documentation. And when you disagree, explain the reasoning instead of making it personal. If you can take a complicated technical problem and explain it clearly to an engineer, a manager, and a business stakeholder, you become much more valuable. And something interesting starts happening. People begin treating you like a leader before your title officially changes. Now we come to something that many technically strong people overlook. Doing good work is not always enough. Your impact needs to be visible. Instead of saying, I work on the migration, explain the outcomes. I helped migrate the platform, reduce operational risk, and improve scalability. Instead of, I fixed production issues, think, I identified the root cause, improved monitoring, and reduced recurring incidents. Start doing four things. Number one, own problems, not just assign tasks. Don't wait for someone to tell you every step. Number two, volunteer for meaningful cross team work. Projects involving multiple teams give you exposure to larger problems. Number three, keep a record of your accomplishments. Set metrics, outcomes, decisions, challenges, and lessons learned. Number four, connect technical work to business results, revenue, cost, risk, customer experience, reliability, security, time set. That's how you move from being seen as someone who complete tasks to someone who create values. Now, let's talk about the transition from senior engineer to architect. This is not simply about learning more technologies. It's about changing how you think. An architect has to see the bigger picture. You need to think about scalability, security, reliability, performance, cost, operations, integration, business requirements, long-term maintainability. But there is one habit I strongly recommend. Start asking better questions. What happens if this grows 10 times? What happens if this service goes down? What will this cost at a scale? How will we secure it? How will another team integrate with it? What happens 2 years from now? Those questions force you to think beyond the immediate implementation. And that's what architecture is really about. Making good decisions today while understanding their consequences tomorrow. I have seen talented people stay at the same level for years, not because they lacked ability, but because they fell into one of these traps. Trap number one: collecting certification without applying them. Certification can help, but certification alone does not create experience. Learn something, then use it. Trap number two: chasing every new technology. You don't need to learn everything. Build depth first, then build breadth strategically. Trap number three: ignoring communication. Technical skills may get you into the room. Communications help you influence what happens in the room. Trap number four: staying comfortable for too long. If you have stopped learning, stopped taking responsibility, and stopped getting feedback, you may be comfortable, but you may not be growing. Trap number five: waiting for someone to manage your career. Your manager can support your development, but ultimately, you own your career. So, here is the roadmap one more time. Junior: become reliable. Intermediate: own systems and features. Senior: own outcomes and influence decisions. Architect: think across system, business, and long term consequences. And remember, you don't need to transform your career in 30 days. Real career growth takes time. But if you make intentional decisions for the next 3 to 4 years, your career can look completely different. If you're watching this and wondering, where am I on this roadmap? Tell me in the comment. Junior, intermediate, senior, or architect, and tell me what you are struggling with right now. I'll use your questions to create the next videos in this series. If this roadmap helped you, subscribe, because the goal isn't just to get another job. The goal is to build a career you can keep growing. That's all for today. Keep learning, keep growing. See you in the next video.